Welcome back. I am going to try to do something crazy today. We're making breakfast burritos, and yes, we did just make breakfast burritos, I don't know, a few videos ago. They're all gone. So I'm going to try to make 100 in under an hour. Do you think we can do it? So it's currently 11 o'clock on the dot. I have a few pots out. I'm going to get the heat turned on, and we are going to start getting this meat cooked. I'm going to make a couple different kinds. I took out some steak, took out some sausage. Actually, I bought sausage. Have a ton of eggs there. I actually got out my Ninja crock pot, and that's what I'm gonna cook the eggs in. This though, did that make any of you guys nervous? So while that's getting the bottom heating, I'm gonna get this preheating so that the eggs will be able to cook in here. Okay, that's set to the preheat setting for the searing. Let's come over here. And before I get too far into this, I need to get my hair up. I'm trying to do this quickly because, I mean, the quicker I can do it, the better. Now, I actually am not sure if we're gonna be able to pull this off in an hour. I'm thinking if I'm gonna make 100, how long does it take just to fill each one of them? This doesn't need to be that high. I also kind of cut both of these two fingers a little bit, so they hurt, and they are my burrito rolling fingers. That didn't just happen, that happened earlier when I was cleaning. Now these are not frozen at all. I got them straight from the store, put them in the fridge, which is great. Just gonna chop them up a bit. Gonna get this other one turned on. Get that pan on the other side heated up. I'm going to do sausage, egg, cheese, and oh, I was thinking tater tots. Okay. Bake for 50. We'll get tater tots going. And then steak and potatoes in the other one. And eggs with all of them. Okay, that's probably as good as I'm gonna get it for now. So I am going to get these potatoes drained and rinsed. This is the last of the canned potatoes. And I was wondering why some of these potatoes just look so dark colored. And then I remembered it's because they were purple potatoes. So that's the difference between a purple potato and a white potato when you can it. Let me get these all drained and rinsed. I do have a little cheat in that I have my onions pre-diced, but that's kind of how I always cook, so is it really cheating? Okay, got a decent amount of onions in there. Going to also get some onions in there, but I need to get some oil first. Okay, now that we have both of those on, I'm going to get out some tater tots. That's ready. bag is not resealable. That's terrible. Okay. Okay, the oven's not preheated yet, but I think we'll be okay to stick them in. To this, I'm going to add these potatoes. The water on the potatoes. I'm going to actually turn that really high because I want to crisp these up. The idea is, let's cook out all the liquid, get them crispy, and we'll add the onion. And just give this a mix. Uh-oh, should have mixed it a little sooner. That's okay, it didn't burn, just brown. So I think I need to move these out of the way. And then we will need to cook this steak up, but I think I'm gonna get started on eggs. So I have a few left in here, and I'm just gonna get them in here first, mix them, throw them in there. Try to multitask. So we've got 4 here, and then each of those is 24. So if I wanted to do 100 eggs, then I would need these 4 plus 4 containers, and I have 5 containers out here, so I'm debating, should I do more than 100 eggs? That would only be like 1 egg per burrito, but do we need more than 1 egg per burrito? So I gotta think that through. Now I know the big question is, why am I making 100 burritos? And isn't that too many burritos? And you know what? I don't think it is too many burritos. So I'm making, neither does Nick, he said from the background. So I made a dozen burritos like a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, and they're gone. So I'm thinking if I could make, these are not very big eggs. If I could make 100 burritos, then perhaps I won't have to make them again for another 3 months. Do we think we can get 3 months worth? And they'll last in the freezer for 3 months without any issue. I'm gonna get this row done and then go check on my stuff on the stove. So I think little by little, I'm going to whisk these. If you watched when I made the burritos last time, it was a disaster because I tried to do too many at once. Now I could whisk these in there, but it's probably gonna be easier. And then I also wanna add about a tablespoon of water per egg just to make them fluffy because that's what I like. How many eggs did I just do? I did 12 and 4, 16, and a tablespoon. 16 tablespoons is 1 cup. Okay, cup of water. These are all gonna need salt and pepper. So I'll just take that out, and I think if I take this, and is it hot? Yeah, I'll stick it on this. I need to spray this. So I'm gonna try to crack them and add them as I go. Let's turn this around. Actually, this is really hot. Well, we're gonna try it. Never done it in here before, so we'll see how this goes. I'm a little worried about like the timing for salt and pepper, so I'm gonna add some here. And I'm gonna get out a spoon so I'm ready to go. Okay, we are 15 minutes in. I definitely need to lower that. That heat is way too high. Let's go to low. We'll let that cook for a second, continue cracking. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it. We'll see. I'm going to add some salt and pepper to my potatoes. I also just threw a handful of onions into those potatoes. I need to add a little bit more oil to them though. I wonder if low is going to be too low. Okay, that's empty. We're gonna do it. Okay. So I'm only adding 3/4 of a cup of water when I'm only doing a dozen eggs at a time. That was probably a lot of salt and pepper there. I thought about getting the mixer out, but I figured I'd have plenty of time to do it by hand. Okay, this needs higher heat now. Maybe it was just at first that it was not needing high heat, but I think we can go up higher. You know, I added a bunch of salt and pepper last time. Okay, these definitely need to be, oops, yeah. I'm debating on if I want to add any more eggs to this. I know I'm gonna need more eggs, but I think I might just want to just have this much in here for now. I do need to cut up all that meat. So yeah, let's do that. Let's cut up the meat next. I still have 3 sets of eggs. I'm gonna use 2 of them at least. Here's our meat. I am just going to take off any huge chunks of fat. We don't need that in the burrito. And then cut these into reasonable chunks. Okay, it is 11:30 on the dot. We are halfway through the time that I was hoping it would take, so we could still get somewhere. I'm just thinking, how long does it take to roll a burrito? I don't know about this. We might get the fillings done. Okay, so the debate here that I'm having with myself is, oh no, is do I just bake the steak, not bake it, do I just put the steak in with this, or do I take this all out? I probably should take it out. Okay, we don't need that heat to be as hot for the steak. I'm going to add in a smidgen of oil. It's not open. I'm going to move these potatoes out of the way. Now this hasn't been seasoned yet, so need to grab the salt, the pepper, and we'll do steak seasoning. Get those cooked. Okay, tater tots are not ready yet. This is almost ready. I think I'm gonna grab a big bowl and then we can put some more eggs in here. Okay, so I think I wanna let this cook for another minute or two. Well, maybe not. Let's do this. It's not gonna hurt it to go for another minute. We can get some more eggs ready. So if we do some eggs while that's going. Oh shoot, that's a good call. I should mix the eggs. Good thing I remembered that. Okay. Yeah, we're totally not doing this in an hour. It's 11:38. We might get the fillings done in an hour. These are getting closer to being done, so they need to be stirred a lot more frequently. Okay, I am going to get this meat into this bowl. I'm using a slotted spatula because I don't want to take the grease with me. Hi, Milo. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off for a second. I want to pour that grease out, but I also want to be prepared to wipe it. And I did leave just a smidgen of grease in there. Turn this back on. The eggs are getting close, the ones that are, oh, that yolk didn't break. The ones that are over there, so I'm gonna have to watch them quite a bit. So those ones, I think I can get these 12 eggs in here before I have to do something with those. I'm trying to figure out too, what do I want to do with that? Like I'm gonna have to pull it out and put it on a hot pad or something. It's 11:44. Okay, I added all of the eggs into here. Those are going. I need to grab the scissors. Oh, well, I'll probably grab these ones. I did leave out that one last thing of eggs. I might decide to do that, I might not. But I'm going to get cheese in the eggs here. Whoops, well, and on the floor. I also have crock pots going for meal prep because I'm doing all of these, but that's just breakfast burritos. I don't want to eat breakfast burritos only. I think we're going to need a little bit more cheese in there, considering I'm only putting cheese in these eggs, not the rest of everything that I'm going to mix together. So I want to get the eggs and the sausage and the tater tots mixed. The tater tots aren't quite ready, but I think I can use all those eggs for that, these for this. So can I do like half? Oh gosh, in half? I don't usually work with quantities this big. That's not the way to do that. Oh gosh. I'm gonna take some of these out, put them there. Do I need to stir that over there? Let's check on the tater tots. Let's see. Oh yeah, they're good. But where am I gonna put them? I think I can just put them directly in there. Just salt them first. Yeah. All I have to do is get those into their shells, and then these eggs are nowhere near ready. This meat is ready, but it's really wet. So I'm debating, do I want to just like drain the meat out You know, it's gonna take me long enough to get these rolled anyways. I think I need to clean this section over here so I can start rolling burritos. So it is 11:57. We did not do this in an hour, but I do have the fillings done. That filling is basically done. There's just letting the moisture drain out. So really all we have to do is roll them in the second hour. 'm watching the clock, it's 11:59. $12 o'clock on the dot. We didn't even get one made. That's okay. So the other thing that I'm wondering is how many do you think we're gonna end up with? Because this is not an exact science. Like this amount of filling makes exactly X amount. Oh no. I overstuffed that and it exploded. I need to mix the stove. Okay, well let's not overstuff them all. So the goal here is if I stuff them too much, I guess it's not a goal. I'm trying to avoid stuffing them too much because then when we warm them up in the microwave, it doesn't work out so well as I like grab way too much filling. Just don't want to overstuff them. Okay, it's only 12:01 and I've got 6 burritos done. So I feel like I can roll burritos a lot faster than I thought I could. I think I could have made a ton more tater tots though. That's okay, we'll deal with what we've got. I don't know if you could see that, but this one just totally unwrapped itself. It is 12:07. I have gotten 20 done. I'm on my second pack here. This is almost empty. I'm about to start on these, and then these eggs are almost done, but this part's done. So I need to mix these together shortly, but I'm going to continue on to get the rest of the burritos. This looks like I might only end up with like 60, but we will see. I need to continue on. It is 12:17. I have about 50 burritos, 45 or 50 done. This is all that's left of this. I wish I would have done an extra pan or two of the tater tots because only, like some of them only have one tater tot in them. So I think that would have had me have more burritos and we would have had a better ratio, but that's okay. I picked up the camera because these eggs are done, the steak is done. I need to get them out of the pans so they stop cooking. So I am going to just put everything in this bowl. That's hot. I'm going to add a bunch of cheese here first. I need to get this mixed, but actually let me finish the other burritos first. I was almost done with these. I figure let's just get these finished. There's not very much left, and then we can mix that over here. See that only has 2 tater tots. Now we gotta mix this together, and then I need to figure out where to put the other ones. Can I just scooch this? That's also scooting the eggs. I need to go put those eggs in the fridge. Okay, we are starting on these. This is the back half of the next 20 to get us to 60. And it's currently 12:23. Regardless, I think this was very quick. I think we're gonna have the freezer pretty full, even though I didn't do 100 in an hour. And I probably won't have 100 here. All right, guys. Probably could have used a lot more potatoes, but that was all I had of canned potatoes, so we used the rest of it. Where am I going to put them? Okay, try not overstuff them. I started putting more filling in them towards the end, so we're gonna try to not have too much filling. Okay, it is 12:34, so it's been an hour and 34 minutes. I got 87 burritos, and I think there's 2 things that could have gotten me more burritos, which would have been if I would have made more tater tots, and then also I didn't end up cooking that last package of eggs. So that would have done that, but I actually think this is plenty of burritos seeing this. There's a lot of burritos. These are the steak burritos. Those are the sausage burritos, and I'm so excited to have these now for the next couple of months. That means that I don't need to be making them again, and we also have great breakfast options, so I don't have to feel like we need to just cook just to have good options. I ran out of room in my trash can, so there's the eggs. I need to clean up. We've got some banana bread over there, cookies. Most of over there is pretty much clean. Scissors need to be cleaned. I mean, really, the whole kitchen kind of exploded. Those pans can just go straight in the dishwasher. Cheese needs to go in the fridge. These pans need to be washed. Need to let that grease cool down and then throw it out, and then just a few pans. The crock pots, of course, will all stay there for dinner and meal prep. So I have my work cut out for me still. So just because these burritos are done does not mean the work is done, but I was trying to get all the burritos made in an hour. It was an hour and a half. I mean, I knew, because it wouldn't be less than a minute per burrito. That would have been like 40 seconds per burrito, and that just wasn't realistic. But I thought if I gave myself like a short window, I would be really motivated to just do it quickly. So, I mean, that was only an hour and a half to cook all that from when I started. And I mean, it takes like 10-15 minutes to make a breakfast burrito, just one of them. So if I made all this in an hour and a half, I mean, I'm doing really well. So I'm gonna let these cool down, get them in my freezer. I need to reorganize my freezers to make them all fit, which is fine because my freezers need to be reorganized anyways, but I'm happy. I wish I would have been recording when Nick came down the stairs because the smile on his face was like a kid on Christmas. I was very lucky that he helped me get all of the burritos packaged up and put into the freezer, but this was just ridiculous. Isn't this so fantastic? I am so happy with this. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and haven't yet, please subscribe. There's also a new feature called Hype. If you're on mobile, you might be able to see that down in the options below. I'd appreciate it if you did that. Haven't exactly seen what it does, but we'll see, I guess, coming up. I will leave some other fun videos for you here, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.